Ruined Trump's golf day.
Okay, so that was dressing up. So Trump was opening a golf course in Scotland, and I dressed up as if I worked on the resort, and I threw hundreds of golf balls at his feet as he was giving a big speech on the green in front of the world's press.
Are you not worried that you could get fucking killed for doing this?
Again, I probably should have had someone advising me both on the business and staying alive front. That one, apparently, things were guns were drawn and pointed.
You touched on your stunts a bit there. My first question on that, because I think a lot of people, if there's some people out there who don't know who you are, they would have seen your stunts. They would have seen these. Is this what we call them? Stunts? Is that what you call them?
Stunts, jokes, pranks, desperate cries for attention. The moment before I get put in a police cell, whatever you like.
Because I think pranks is underselling it, because pranks has kind of been ruined, isn't it?
Yeah, I think TikTok and Facebook people have ruined
your Ben
pranks.
Phillips of the world, these fake YouTuber pranks.
Yeah, pranks does sound like you're about to whip someone's kegs down and go, hey! Which actually would have been funny for Donald Trump.
But yours always sort of have a message and a meaning behind them, don't they? Well, most of them do.
Yeah, I guess message, meaning, maybe too lofty, because they are ultimately. I'm a comedian. I'm trying to make people laugh.
Yeah.
But I guess the areas that I care about are real world things, and so, yeah, when thinking of what's going to be the best way of, it's always for me like a joke in the real world, a moment. So wouldn't it be funny if the guy who is clearly super corrupt, right, Sepp Blatter at the heart of football, wouldn't it be funny if I handed him a load of notes and said this was part of the North Korea 2026 World Cup bid?
Yeah.
In character as Jason, and then like threw them all over him. So that was like, wouldn't that? And then you go from there. Okay, how can I go about doing that? You know, and with Theresa May, wouldn't it be funny if what she's saying, she's strong, stable, and everyone could see at the time she was like literally the weakest prime minister, and clearly Boris was trying to get in there to go. And actually, what's the opposite of strong and stable? Getting sacked. What if I could sack? Well, okay, I could give her a P45. When it be where you do at the Tory Party conference, how am I going to do that? So that's where it comes from.
Yeah. You see, I think you with a lot of these, you were kind of like ahead of the curve with a lot of these, because I don't know how if you have your finger on the pulse of YouTube much at all, but you at the moment, like, you have creators like Max Fosh and Zach Alsop, and these kind of people are doing these kind of things, which you've been doing for a long time. So I think you've sort of paved a way for that. Like, I think so. my last video I did on my YouTube channel was about 2.5 years ago now.
Oh, really?
So I moved to this.
Okay.
But I think probably...
It's good to know I've done as little research on you as you have on me. I know you were brought up in Canada.
So I did a video. It went really well, actually. It might have been a thing that you may have seen in the news and not known it was me. But during the whole Tory thing with they were having parties and lockdown and stuff like this. So I hired 100 Boris Johnsons and went and had a party outside Downing Street, and it was like all of the newspapers and stuff. And when we was coming up on the way here today, Fiona was like, "That's such a Simon thing to do, like that kind of thing." So I think it's probably embedded in the back of my brain. Like,
well, look, I think pranks, stunts, whatever, how long have they been going on for?
Sure,
like hundreds of years. First guys, ooh. So I don't think there's anything original probably about anything that anyone's doing. It's interesting because the YouTube stuff, I wasn't hitting that at all during those things, which was silly, but it just wasn't in the circles I was hanging out with. But yeah, for sure, I should have been whacking them out on YouTube, and that was all, and doing it as part of that. It would have been
a pretty penny for sure.
A pretty yeah.
When you're coming up with these stunts, is it just you in a room, or do you have a team around you? Like, how many people does it take to pull off something like this?
There's 400 to 500 of us in 3 offices.
Don't need the YouTube money.
No, it's me, myself, and I. Yeah, just
you.
Yeah.
You haven't really. I thought there'd be like
the only time it wasn't just me was the Channel 4 said we want to sort of follow you for a year and see, you do some of the stuff, and we'll film you doing that. So then I had access to someone who I could help, move. But it was still mostly just me, obviously the producer. We were chatting through ideas.
Right.
But yeah, it's a bit of a one-man band.
Because you don't even really have a camera person because these things are like events that are already being filmed by...
Exactly. I never thought beyond, which is stupid of me. I never thought beyond that moment. I never thought beyond just go and do it, which is obviously... stupid, business-wise, fucking idiot. But sort of actually the best way to get it done, because there's so much to think about. Yeah. So if I'm trying to work out exactly how I'm going to sneak in there and do this and imagine that, and then I've got to think about how I'm going to do all the filming and the posting and and what actually I found when sometimes the cameras were trying to follow me, that would be the last thing I want is for people. You try sneaking in with someone. That's right, Simon. Just back a little bit, and we can get you. That's good.
Yeah,
no, I want to be just
too manufactured. That isn't it? Yeah.
But also, it gives the game away as well.
Right.
So,
sure.
Being light on my feet, able to change things instantly, not needing to rely on anyone. It probably was the best way to get the stunts done.
Well, I've got.
I just keep reading that over and over again. No regrets. No regrets.
I've got some of your stunts here. So for any of the listeners who haven't clocked on yet, Simon is the guy who's done these. So if we can have maybe one sentence to describe each of these and how you were feeling or whatever. So
sounds like a court. One sentence for all of these.
Throwing money at Sepp Blatter at a FIFA press conference.
Disgraced FIFA President with Jason Bent handing him the money, going, Sepp, this is for the North Korea World Cup 2026 bid. All the money's here, as we discussed. And up in the air, and that was and that picture of
it's iconic now, infamous.
Yeah, again, didn't think of being in it. Oops. I clearly needed to speak to someone who has a clue about business. So Simon, you've created this lovely picture, but you're not sort of in it, really.
I could have told you that. Okay. We touched on this, but handing Theresa May her P45, great moment.
Yeah, that was. I actually thought I was going to be the only one to prank her that day or to pull a stunt on her, but actually that was the day that the letters started coming off the backdrop. It was like the nightmare Tory party conference speech. She had a cough.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And the letters started coming. It said for a stronger Britain, and it was by the end it was for an orange, bin, for an orange bin. It said by the end. So and then I came on, and by the time I came on, people were like, "Oh, poor Theresa, everything's going wrong for her." I didn't realise I would be part of this moment of the biggest nightmare party conference thing ever. So,
before we go on, how are you getting into these? How are you getting into the FIFA thing? How are you getting close to Theresa?
Subterfuge, my dear friend.
Right.
Look, blagging. Bit of fraud thrown in there.
Okay.
Just chuck it in the mix. Bit of illegal stuff. Mix that in with a big pair of testicles. Someone with nothing else to do. Bosh, you got yourself a stunt. Has to be ready in a couple of hours. There you go.
Okay, one we haven't mentioned yet. Ruined Trump's golf day.
Okay, so that was dressing up. So Trump was opening a golf course in Scotland, and I dressed up as if I worked on the resort, and I threw hundreds of golf balls at his feet as he was giving a big speech on the green in front of the world's press. And I was like, everyone there, this is the part of the new Donald Trump golf range, and all the golf balls had on. Another awkward moment. If it's any consolation, Donald didn't find it funny.
Are you not worried that you could get fucking killed for doing this?
Again, I probably should have had someone advising me both on the business and staying alive front. That one, apparently, things were guns were drawn and pointed because I survived. I don't want to ruin the end. But yeah, I'm not thinking about that at all. And I always made sure I'm not like running up to him, yay, or doing something wild. But yeah, probably could have been shot. But hey,
that's mad. So are you must get arrested after all of these?
I've been arrested. Yeah.
How many times?
Lost count.
Really?
But you sometimes get confused between the actual arrest and where they just cart you off into a police van, hold you in a police cell. Actually, that day it was the Scottish police that got to me first, and they were amazing, man. They were amazing. They cuffed me, arrested me, chucked me in the back of this police van. I sat there for a couple of hours, crapping myself, and then this big burly armed officer just yanks open the van door, says, "Yous mate are very fucking funny." He loosens my handcuffs, gives me a sip of his iron brew, and then got me to sign one of the golf balls. The Scottish police are amazing. Big love to the Scottish police. They'll deny all of this, of course. And then they drove me to Glasgow Airport. They persuaded the CIA not to press charges against me, and they drove me to Glasgow Airport. I got a flight back home to London. Or as they told Donald Trump, they deported me. So they were great, man. And different police, they've got I remember at the Tory party conference, the guy said, I'm small, and these armed officers, they're big. And they look even bigger when they've got very big guns. And I remember him going, "Listen, mate, I'm a big fan of yours, but you've gone too far this time, mate. You've gone too far this time." As there were three of them, like literally armed guarding me around, wow. And then the police cut. They have to do the business, but equally they know that I'm not trying to cause harm, not trying to kill anyone. But sometimes the message that the police get can be different to what actually happened in the room, because they were in the room. It was the one where I stunted do you remember the Volkswagen emissions scandal?
Yes. Yeah.
Volkswagen, basically, they put in a little box onto all the cars for the emissions to say they were way lower than they were. Yeah. So people would pay less tax, and they'd get all the government, green deals and all the rest of it. They were doing this across Europe. So it was just after that, and it was the motor show in Switzerland. All these cars, they were launching the new Volkswagen car. The CEO of Volkswagen was there. "Guys, everyone's new car." Everyone's like, "Woo!" And then I ran on with a Volkswagen mechanic thing. The overalls, with a big Volkswagen on the back, and holding this little box with wires on. And I said, "Guys, I forgot to put the cheat box on this one. I'm going to attach it now. No one's ever going to find out about it. Don't worry." In the middle of this launch, I'm obviously then carted off, arrested, wait for the proper police to come. And then they get told this guy has come on, right? And he has attached a box with wires to the underneath of a car. They start treating me like I'm ICE.
Oh my God.
And it was insane. And my German's pretty bad, and their English was pretty bad. And so I'm trying to just tell them I'm a comedian. I'm not. And they were just having none of it, man. No. That was where I felt they were like shoving me down. They took away my phone. They were like, "We're going to hack your phone. You better do." It took for like the superior, like one of the senior guys to come in who could understand more of what I said.
Right.
Wikipedia'd me. "He's a comedian. He's a funny guy." And they saw the stuff I'd done. Next thing you know, I'm having photos with them. Like, "I got the cheat box. Brilliant." So that was hairy.
Shit. Are you not worried doing it about like doing these in a foreign country? Because obviously it's a bit different to if you get arrested over there and end up in prison.
All the points you're making are really valid.
Just another thing
I should have had these thoughts. Yeah.
Fucking hell. And then tell us a bit about crashing Kanye's set at Glastonbury.
Okay, so Kanye, that was... so he was self-styled Yeezus at the time.
Okay.
And so that was in Big Lee days, and I was Leezers, right? And I had the T-shirt made, and I had a toy microphone with me, and the plan was I'd try and get on stage I was actually performing that year at Glastonbury in the comedy tent.
Right.
And I knew someone who looks after like a lot of the big guys in the like proper, the big bands.
Yeah.
And he was going to give me backstage. However, when I came to saying, so do the backstage, he was like, he suddenly realized, funny day for Simon versus me losing my job. Not worth it. So he didn't give me any wristbands. I had nothing. And I was just carrying on at the festival, just having a laugh. And
So at this point, did you just have an artist wristband, but you didn't have a AAA or?
No, all I had is I'm not even sure if it was a wristband at Glastonbury. Glastonbury, it might have been Glastonbury.
Yeah.
Monster, right?
Yeah.
So the comedy tent is just like a 30-minute walk from the pyramid stage.
Right.
They have nothing to do with each other. Like I'm like nothing. Every like I've got that.
Right. Okay.
And there's a funny story about that in the end. But so I couldn't get anywhere near the main stage, backstage, nothing. But I was having lunch on that day, and I was like, hang on, eating my falafel. And I was like, let me have a look back at it. And I saw behind the falafel stand this hole, and then started going through more and more and more areas, and your cars are parked, and I'm getting more. I'm like, oh my God, I'm backstage at the pyramid stage. Holy shit, went back out. And like spend the rest of the day trying to buy clothes that could sort of make me look a bit like a gangster rapper, which is not easy at Glastonbury because they sell like hemp baskets.
yeah.
Like, so I got these boots and I got the thing, and it was a bit rubbish. But went back there later on. Cut a long story short, properly managed to blag it, including the last round. They were like, "What were you doing?" Like about to get on stage. I said, "I'm meant to be on, you idiot." Through I went. Up onto stage, there I am. I had my Lisa's t-shirt, which was because I thought that was the plan, to use this guy's. I didn't realise once he hadn't given me his wristband, I could still potentially do it. And that was, my little cameo with he was like, very unpopular that year to be performing.
You're right.
And everyone was like, he's going to have a guest. Lot of that was my Eminem moment. It's Eminem. There's a white guy in the background. It's just who is it? And
you just start doing your pep.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The pride you have given me in my city. So and then he had no sense of humour about it.
No.
Nah.
He's saying this on
thing.
the thing, is he?
Yeah, he got nah. He cut the song. I got booted out. The most Glastonbury security, they were like, I thought they were going to arrest me, ban me. They went, don't do that again. And I'm then back out in the festival.
No.
What? They didn't fully kick you out?
They didn't kick you out of the
They didn't kick me out of
festival?
the festival. And I then was like, oh shit, timing-wise. I went and I found my wife who was there. And I was like, you see me, I just did it. And she was like, oh, sorry, we've just been in the dance tent. Amazing.